वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Guru Pyari Saad Sangat Ji, another weekend came up and another Saturday. I think before we go into the detail, let's understand what is stress, how exactly it attacks us, and what happens when it actually attacks us. And then once we become a victim of stressful situation or stress, then how we can take help from Gurbani and how we can get ourselves in a better position even under the influence of stress, or can get rid of it eventually. We have been living in so many situations. We got pressures around us for the families, we got pressure from the workplaces, we got a continuous stream of distractions passing through from our lives, from morning to the evening to the night, and then starting from another morning. Now all these different situations put us into another situation where we come across the conflict with ourselves. Jado apa bahut different situations to juggle karde hain, then our mind starts thinking and starts feeling. As a result of those experiences, our body start getting wear and tear, and the different situations results in the feelings of depression, the feelings of despair, distress, worry, impatience, anxiety, rejection, sometimes violence, agitation, anger. All these kind of negative words, all these kind of unwanted words in a happy life, they happen because of our constantly changing environment around ourselves. These negative feelings then in turn let people kill themselves through some of the physiological or psychological health problems such as mental breakdown, headaches, suppression of digestion, weakening of immune system, exhaustion, burnout, fatigue, and all other negative words out there. Heart disease, stroke, suicide, and perhaps even cancer, Sad Sangat Ji. I'm sorry I'm taking all these names, but these are the results, or let's say consequences, of our continuously changing world around ourselves. In this context, when we see something bad is happening, we put ourselves that this is happening only with us. Each one of us see our situation is unique to ourselves, and each one of us starts saying, oh मेरे कोल बड़ा दुख हैगा या मेरे कोल सब तो ज़्यादा दुख हैगा या मेरे तो दुखी को दुनिया विच है ही नहीं. This is a very common phrase. Even the people who read Gurbani, even the people who go to Gurdwara Sahib, they have been heard saying these things. But is Gurbani say the same thing? Does Gurbani or Guru Granth Sahib Ji or God or Maharaj have got anything personal with any one of us? Not really, Sad Sangat Ji. Guru Nanak Sahib di Maharaj di panktiyan Gurbani vich ਕਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਨਾਨਕ ਦੁਖੀਆ ਸਭ ਸੰਸਾਰ, ਸਾਰਾ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਦੁਖੀ ਹੈ. Everyone in the world is dukhi. This is Gurbani's pankti. So let's not start taking it personal. That's one thing. It's not just happening with us. It's not just happening with me. It's not just happening with each one of you. It's happening with everyone. Every single human being is dukhi in one form or the other form. This is Gurbani says. Gurbani di pankti hai. Nanak dukhiya sab sansar. Sara sansar dukhi hai. Agli pankti ki kendi hai. Some people might be questioning, but you have seen people who are happy, you have seen people who are contented, you have seen people who never complained in their life, you have seen people who take even the criticism, even the slanders very nicely, you have seen people who have walked on the fire, you have seen people giving shahidiyan, you have heard the itihas. Then what? Were they not happy? Were they also in the dukh? No. Next pankti says, so sukhiya is naam adhar, jida adhar naam hai. So this is giving us a hint that there is some room for us to become happy. What room is it? What's the answer? Is the Naam. Now this whole next 30 or 31 minutes gonna be focusing on this difference between Dukh and the Sukh. How we can start our journey from the Dukh and start coming towards the sukh, and what are the different phases which we have to pass through, and what is a final destination, how we can reach there. ਇਹਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਆਈ ਹੈ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਪੰਕਤੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, but to keep it very simple, to keep it very top level, surface level, we just touch one pankti from each kind of phase to just make things clearer for ourselves, for myself, that we don't make it overload or information overload for all of us. Now what will happen once we start getting pressure of the environment around us? What then happen? Then this stress, this one word, generate. Now stress can be created by the actions of our own body, mind and intellect. There's a combination. ਸਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸ਼ਰੀਰ ਦੇ ਐਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਸਾਡੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੋਚ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਸਾਡੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ੁਬਾਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ stress create ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ. Stress can create by the living entities around us. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਲੇ ਦੁਆਲੇ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਐਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੋਚ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ stress create ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ. And stress can also can be created by the nature, by the force of nature, such as this coronavirus, this COVID situation going around us. We can't see this, we can't feel this, we can just see the havoc this virus have actually created around us. And when I say see, I mean the naked eyes. Obviously scientific apparatus, things can be seen and can be cured, but एक situation है कि साढ़े control च कुछ भी नहीं हैगा. When stress create, what happen? What actually happen? This stress, this whole situation, this is a psychological construct of अपनी image, self image, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਿਜ ਸਰੂਪ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ. This is basically ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣਾ. ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੜ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ. One I amness, oneness. Instead of oneness, becoming one with Maharaj, we start thinking about just ourselves. I amness, false ego sense, which is just stand on the bodiness. This body, the day this body will go, ego will go. The day this body will go, this I amness will go away. This I amness from this body, from this person will go away. It will carry on to the next body. That's a different thing. That's a different step. That's a different state of mind, which obviously is not the scope of this session here or this topic here. ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ oneness situation, one ਜਿਹੜੀ one self ਦੀ ਆ ਜਾਂ selfishness ਦੀ ਆ, ਇਸ situation ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਰੋਗ ਕਿਹਾ ਆ. ਹਾਉ ਮੈਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਰੋਗ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਰੋਗ. People might be thinking cancer, people might be thinking HIV, AIDS, people might be something else, but Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj have clearly said this, how मैं रोग वड्डा संसार. Now we need to keep these pankti in our mind कि why Maharaj have given this stress. Why Maharaj is saying this is the biggest row, because this how मैं will then end up becoming a victim of Maya, becoming us victim of something which doesn't even exist. We start running after something which doesn't belong to us, which is not ours. What is Maya? Ego to generate ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ falsehoodness, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. Or each one of us is living within this falsehoodness. When this ego doesn't get fulfilled, then starts a kind of situation, then starts the fear and the doubtness. क्योंकि ਜਦੋਂ ego fulfill नहीं होया, then बंदा डरदा है, which is even worse, because you're scared, because now you're scared that your ego is not being fulfilled, because now I am feeling, oh my God, now this, what will happen then, because my ego is getting hurt, because my mind wants something else, my body wants something else, but my situation around me is not letting me get that one particular thing. And this, due to this kind of wrong perception in our mind, we start pretending in our lives कि ਜਦੋਂ ਡਰ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਜਦੋਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਡਰਦਾ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਝੂਠ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਝੂਠੀ pretend ਕਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ we start saying something which is not true, we start doing something which should not be happening, we start acting something like this is to make people around us feel that our ego is not, let's say, getting fulfilled. To give more food to our ego, we then start doing actions, and those actions then start getting back to this stress level, क्योंकि वो सच ते है नहीं, जो ਅਸੀਂ कर रहे हैं वो सच नहीं हैगा या. So stress is not getting sorted out anyways. गुरबाणी दे आधार ते what we end up doing is we end up chasing something which doesn't exist, ego which will not get us to the right path. We end up chasing Maya. What is Maya? What is Maya? Maya is something which doesn't exist. However, Maya is something which is the source of everything. Now Gurbani ਦੀ ਇੱਕੋ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਚ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਇੱਕ ਪੰਕਤੀ, I mean one of the pankhtis which says about Maya is माधवे क्या कही है भ्रम कैसा. Bram means Maya, doubt, double-hoodness. माइंड ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਇਆ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵ. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਮਾਧਵੇ ਕਿਆ ਕਹੀ ਹੈ ਭ੍ਰਮ ਕੈਸਾ, ਜੈਸਾ ਮਾਨੀਐ ਹੋਏ ਨਾ ਤੈਸਾ. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ what does ਭ੍ਰਮ, what does Maya look like, and then answers it. Whatever you see, you feel that Maya is something, but next moment you will get the answer that Maya is not that thing, it doesn't exist. You see there is a car outside, you see it's gonna be there, but it's not gonna be there. Yesterday or day before yesterday, you've seen the aircraft from Pakistan crashed, and it's not just crashed in somewhere, it actually crashed in the residential area. Now, someone was sleeping, someone was driving car, people were buying vegetables, all of them gone hit. They were not aware of this thing. Even the passengers who were sitting in the plane, they were not aware that something was going to be just happening. 90 plus people got killed. Why? How? Have they known? No. Ehi sab Maya da pasara hai. This is not in our control. Could have been controlled? No, we cannot. Airplane bana liya. We made the planes, we made the pilots, we made the ground staff, we made the air staff, we made all the technology. But will we still be able to control the death? No. Each one of us is living in this kind of duality that we can control something. However, we can't, because we are not the controller. We are not the controller of this nature. Controller is Maharaj. And this is what we have to realize. But ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ realize ਕਰਦੇ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ we start running after Maya. And Gurbani says, ਮਾਇਆ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰੈ ਤਪਾ ਸਦਾਵੈ. ਮਾਇਆ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਦੌੜਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ. ਤਪਾ means like a sadhu, or like someone who have controlled the senses, someone who have controlled the Maya. ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਕਹਾਂਦੇ ਆ. This is what Maharaj Ji Gurbani says. Some people say something but they do something else. In English also there is a saying, na, people who walk, they may not talk. Now what's the next thing happen? We are under the influence of the environment, constantly changing environment, in the house, in the office, around us, our relatives, kids, work, everything else, constantly changing. This puts us into an unwanted situation which we don't want to be, because change, no one wants to be in a changeful situation. All of us wants to be in a constant situation. ਅਸੀਂ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਬੈਠੇ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਆ. This is like ਆਪਾਂ ਜੰਮੇ ਆ, ਆਪਾਂ ਕਦੀ ਮਰਨਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ. Each one of us believe in no change. For example, someone is doing a job. Now ਜਦੋਂ ਜੇ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਨਾਲ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ I want to change the job, then that's happening because of ego. But if someone is being told your job will be going soon, then that's happening because of the change in situation. Now that situation may not be helpful for that person in particular. That one situation. Now, but we end up becoming victim of the situation. Stress, unwanted need to change the situation, an unwanted hassle to start looking for the new job, unwanted hassle to start preparing for the interview again, because we did it last time also. We don't want to be in a changeful situation. We just want to be in a constant situation. However, Sat Sangat Ji, every single microsecond of the nature is changing. गुरु नानक देव जी महाराज ने एक भी दिन, महाराज परमेश्वर अकाल पुरख वाहिगुरु ने एक भी दिन स्टेबल नहीं किया, एक भी दिन रोकिया नहीं हैगा. Every morning, after every morning, night is coming, after every night, day is coming up. Yes, different situation, किथे सूरज ज़्यादा देर वास्ते है, किथे सूरज घट देर वास्ते है, in hilly areas or in the ice regions. That's a different situation. But every single minute is changing, every single microsecond is changing. Clock is going in clockwise. If you take clock going opposite direction, we call it anti-clockwise, not clockwise. And you know the meaning of anti, you know, it's a negative connotation. So we should not be thinking about going outside of the nature. We should not be thinking about going opposite of the nature. Nature is changing. We have to be ready to keep changing and accepting. As soon as we become into this mindset, yes, whenever some change happen, I will accept it. This is what ਆਪਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਹੁਕਮ. ਇਹੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਕਹੀ ਜਪਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਹੁਕਮ ਹੈ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਭ ਕੋ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੁਕਮ ਨਾ ਕੋਏ. ਹੁਕਮ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਣਾ, ਪਰ ਹੁਕਮ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਆ? ਹੁਕਮ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ you go to the fridge, you open the Coca-Cola can and you sip a can and you ਹੁਕਮ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨ ਲਿਆ. ਹੁਕਮ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀਆਂ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ. It takes lifetimes to follow the ਹੁਕਮ. It takes lifetime to understand what is ਹੁਕਮ. People are unable to understand even ਹੁਕਮ. What is actually hukam, what actually hukam is. To understand the hukam, to understand how to reduce the stress level, we need to understand the environment around us is changing. And to understand this changefulness, we understand that this is all happening under Maharaji's hukam. And to follow the hukam, this is how now we are reaching from the dukh, we are reaching towards attaining the sukh level, to attaining the level where we are getting stress free, or we are about to control our stress levels. Once we understand that this is a change around us, and the one thing which can help us to accept the change around us is we need to connect ourselves with Maharaj. We need to connect with the one who is changing the environment. For example, one of us have to go into gaddi. I am not fortunate enough I can drive my gaddi. I cannot drive the gaddi myself. So I have to take someone's help. Now if I want to take someone's help, then I have to be dependent on that person. I have to ring the person. I have to tell him that I need to go from, let's say from Bathinda to Ludhiana, from Bathinda to Amritsar, and you please take me. So I am dependent. Unless and until I ring this person, unless and until someone who wants to drive, they know the way, they've got this sat-nav system in front of them, only then they can reach. Or they know the signboards, they have seen the signboards, they know the way, they need some help. They need the help of the system who made the road, help of the system who made the navigation maps, help of the system who will drive the gaddi. We need to accept that we are helpless. We need to accept the fact that we need help. Sometime in our kind of day-to-day life, we just accept the help because we have been built up in this way. For example, every month end we have to be dependent on the HR department of our companies to put monies into our banks. We are dependent. We can't go into the bank system, we can't go into the HR department and do all the money thing ourselves. Yes, some of you maybe who works in the HR department, but most of us are dependent. We cannot take, because we are dependent on that particular system. This whole nature is Maharaji's system. We need to be dependent. Once we realize that this change is happening around us, once we understand that this change is putting stress on us, then how to balance the change, how to balance the stress is to start following, start getting connected, start asking help from the system, from Maharaj, that please help us, please help us. How we can do that? By doing Naam, by jumping Naam, by following what Maharaj says. एक चीज़ महाराज ने गुरबानी विच कहती, सुखमनी साहब दे विच, सिमरो सिमर सिमर सुख पावो. इको चीज़ दुनिया विच की चीज़ सुख दे सकदी है? सिमरन. Done. Full stop. All answers, all questions being answered. What is the source of happiness? Simran. Whatever religion we believe in, Simran is the answer, Simran is the door to the Sukh. Agli Pankti which Maharaj is making this very sure that Kal कलेश तन माहे मिटावो, जिहड़ा कल कलेश आ साडे मन दा कलेश आ ਉਹ तन विचों मिटावो. तन means body. The stress is the wish of body. Stress is not the wish of some soul. Stress is the wish of body. Unless this body exists, this stress remains with us. Soul doesn't have got any stress on its Sal Sangat ji. Kal kalesh tan mahe mitavo. But is it so easy? Seriously? Is it easy to do naam? Is it सच्चा वाकई बहुत सौखा है नाम जपना, बहुत ज़्यादा सौखा है. संत ज्ञानी गुरबचन सिंह जी पिंडरा वाले, they used to tell us Sakhi in their katha that for Guru, some Mahapurush, they requested 4 people went to a Mahapurush and they said कि ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬੜਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਆ, ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦੇ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਇੱਥੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਲੈ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ, ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ, ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ. ਐਂਡ ਮਹਾਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਾਲਾ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਹਾਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਉਹ 4 ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਹਾਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਾਲਾ ਫੜਾਤੀ, ਇਹਨੇ ਮਾਲਾ ਲਓ ਤੇ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ. ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ 4 ਬੰਦੇ ਆਏ ਸੀ, ਹੁਣ ਇੱਕ ਇੱਕ ਕਰਕੇ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਬੰਦਾ 2 ਘੰਟੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਦੂਸਰਾ ਬੰਦਾ 3 ਘੰਟੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਦੂਸਰਾ ਬੰਦਾ 4 ਘੰਟੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਸਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਦੌੜ ਗਏ. ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਹਾਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਭਾਈ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਹ ਸੁੱਖ ਲੈਣ ਆਇਆ, ਵੀ came here to take all the blessings, to take all the sukh, all the materialistic happiness. We cannot do this naam. ਆਖਣ ਔਖਾ ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਉ, ਇਹੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਸਿਮਰੋ ਸਿਮਰ ਸਿਮਰ ਸੁਖ ਪਾਵੋ. ਵਾਈ ਡੂ ਸਿਮਰਨ? ਟੂ ਗੈਟ ਸੁਖ. ਬਟ ਆਖਣ ਔਖਾ ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਉ, ਨਾਮ ਲੈਣਾ ਇੰਨਾ ਸੌਖਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ. ਉਹੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ. then what to do? What to do? What shall we do then? Maharaj ji, you were saying jap naam, but then you were saying naam japna is not sokha. Then what will we do? How should we control the stress level? The stress is one of the biggest problems in today's world, in modern day world. It's not like this is something new. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਵੱਡਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਜੋ ਦੀਸਹ ਲੋਗ ਤਿਨਕੋ ਵਿਆਪੈ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਰੋਗ. ਜਿੰਨੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਲੋਗ ਨੇ, ਵੱਡੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਲੋਗ ਨੇ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਕੋਈ I don't know name anyone here, but biggest industrialist out there, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਦਾ ਰੋਗ ਲੱਗਿਆ, stress ਦਾ ਰੋਗ ਲੱਗਿਆ. they are under this ਰੋਗ, disease of depression, disease of the stress. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਉਸੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ. It's not like something new, it's not something modern age. This is been into existence since ages. Ravan was under stress that we want to pick up the Sita. He made this big plan and kidnapped the Sita. He was under stress. Then Ramji came under stress. He want to free the Sita ji, and they did all the expedition. This stress is existing since ages, Sat Sangat ji. It's not something new. What shall we do then, Maharaj? You said to control the stress, to manage the stress, to get rid of the stress, jap naam, accept the hukam. But then how? Then you are saying naam japna is okha. One of the answers, there are many answers, but one of the answers in the Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj again saying, Maha Anand Paye Sukh Paya Santan Kya Prasade. किस तरह सुख मिलना आया? छोटा मोटा सुख नहीं साध संगत जी, महा आनंद, वड्डा सुख कित्थों मिलना आया? संतन कै प्रसादे, महापुरुषां दी, साधुआं दी संगत करन वालियां दी संगत करन नाल, चंगे बंदियां दी संगत करन दे नाल. It's one and the, this is a very detailed topic, that how we get the peace from the saintly souls, how we get, how we can serve them, what will happen, how they will accept us, and so on. This is a very deep topic. This whole topic, the life living with saints, doing seva of saints and stuff like this. It's a very deep topic. But one thing we need to understand is, to manage the stress level, we need to understand what is causing the stress around us. We need to accept the hukam of Maharaj, and we need then start doing the Simran, and then we need to start asking from Maharaj, please bless us, so that we keep doing Simran. And one of the ways we can get this avastha to keep doing Simran is to get help from those who are doing Simran. Again, accepting the nature, accepting the system, asking help from the system, taking help from the navigation, taking help from the boards, signboards on the road, taking help from someone who knows the driving. This is what I mentioned earlier. Taking help from the saintly souls who have seen, who have been to the Amritsar Sahib from Batinde, who have been to this path earlier, who knows ups and downs of this path, who can guide us so that we can reach to the destination and let's say easily. ਅਸੀਂ ਈਜ਼ੀਲੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਡੈਸਟੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚੀਏ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਰਾਹ ਦੇਖੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਪਹਿਲੇ. ਹਾਊ ਵੀ ਕੈਨ ਆਸਕ, ਹਾਊ ਵੀ ਕੈਨ ਹੈਲਪ, ਹਾਊ ਵੀ ਕੈਨ ਟੇਕ ਹੈਲਪ ਫਰੋਮ ਦ ਸਾਧੂ. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੇਅੰਤ ਪੰਕਤੀਆਂ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਲਿਖੀਆਂ ਆ. And as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a complete topic. I don't feel that this can actually be covered in 1 or 2 hours. It will take ages to cover the serving saintly soul society of saints. But ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦਾ ਤਿਆਗ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਧੂਆਂ ਦੀ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਧੂੜੀ ਬਣਨਾ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਰਾਹ ਦੇਖੇ ਆ. ਸੰਤ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਅਤਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਮਸਤਵਾਣੇ ਵਾਲੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ 14 ਲੱਖ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਾਇਆ. ਉਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਕਕਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੇ SGPC ਕੋਲ. ਉਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਕਕਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੇ, ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ. ਪਰ ਸੰਤ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੰਚਾਰ ਕਰਾਣੇ ਰੋਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ. ਸੰਤ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਦਾ ਬਾਟਾ ਤਿਆਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਰੋਕਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ. ਮਹਾਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, ਲੈਟਸ ਕਰੈਕ ਔਨ, let's crack on. For example, in these days when coronavirus COVID is letting us not go outside, each one of us is trying to reach out via digital media. Most of the people are doing digital lives. People, Kirtan Darbar is taking live all the talks and these Insta lives on the other platform, Zoom app and all that kind of stuff. People are utilizing the resources around us, which was not the past, but nowadays it become a norm because we are trying to use resources around us. This is what we can do. Gurbani de vich kuch panktiyan aaiyan aya, let's an informative gyan. When we say in information, go right, take next left, take the third exit in the next roundabout. That's the information. Informative pankti. Then second thing is, second type of ਪੰਕਤੀ is a consecutive ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ consequence ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਆ. consequent related ਪੰਕਤੀ. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ, ਮਹਾ ਆਨੰਦ ਭਏ ਸੁਖ ਪਾਇਆ ਸੰਤਨ ਕਹਿ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦੇ. ਸੰਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਸੰਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਹਾ ਆਨੰਦ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਆ. this is a consequent related ਪੰਕਤੀ. it's not information, this is consequence. ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਆ do something, you get something. some ਪੰਕਤੀਆਂ are information related. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ information ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਆ. for example, ਸੰਤ ਸਰਨ ਜੋ ਜਨ ਪਰ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਜਨ ਉਧਰਨ ਹਾਰ. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਮਹਾਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਚਰਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ doesn't mean ਕਿ ਉਹ ਮੱਥੇ ਟੇਕਣਗੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਆ whatever, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੰਗਤ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਈਡੀਓਲੋਜੀ. ਆਪਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਮੱਥਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਟੇਕ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕ ਰਹੇ ਆ. ਸੰਤ ਕਬੀਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ 'ਚ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਬੀਰ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਤ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਆ. ਭਗਤ ਪ੍ਰਹਿਲਾਦ ਜੀ, ਭਗਤ ਫਰੀਦ ਜੀ, ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਮਹਾਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੱਥਾ ਨਾਲ ਟੇਕ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. because we are not taking this mata, we are following their ideology, we are following what they preached, not just what Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj preached. Guru Nanak Dev Ji got everything together and gave us this whole bouquet of flowers. Sant saran jo jan par hai so jan udharan har. Information. Guru Maharaj ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਭਾਈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਉਹ ਉਧਰਨ ਹਾਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੇ, ਸੰਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾ ਲੈਣਾ ਆ. this is not a concept, it's information ਹੈ. ਹੁਣ information ਸਾਡੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਆ. take the third exit from the next roundabout is up to us if we want to take the third exit or not, if we want to follow the information or not. This is what Maharaj is saying. Some part of the Gurbani is allowing us to take decision on ourselves. Some part of the Gurbani is actually telling us, do it, you will get this. Simro, simar sukh pavo. महाराज कह रहे हैं कि सिमरोगे सुख मिलेगा, सुख मिलेगा ही मिलेगा, एक गारंटी है क्योंकि गुरबानी की पंक्ति है. तो या फिर अपने मुँह तो ये कह दिए कि गुरबानी जी है वो झूठी है. ये तो है नहीं. दुनिया में कुछ भी झूठा हो सकता है, गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी महाराज तो झूठे है नहीं. गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज ते झूठ बोलते नहीं, वो तो झूठ लिखते नहीं। कि सिर्फ असी ही ये गल कह रहे हैं कि महाराज ने सिर्फ साढ़े वास्ते ये गल कही कि संगत जी तुसी संगत करनी है, संतां दी संगत करनी है, साधुआं दी संगत करनी है। नो साध संगत जी, Guru Maharaj for themselves also, they said this many times, खाक संतन की देहो प्यारे आए पया हर तेरे द्वारे. This is very important to understand, very important to understand. In this pankti Maharaj is giving two different pieces of information. पहली piece of information is खाक संतन की देहो प्यारे, संतां दी चरण धूड़ी बख्शो महाराज, संतां दी चरण धूड़ी साडे मत्थे ते मिले. But how? आए पया हर तेरे द्वारे, हरी दे द्वार ते आके गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब महाराज दे चरना दे विच आके की मंग रहे ने? खाक संतन की देहो प्यारे, महाराज दे चरना दे विच आ रहे ने, महाराज तो मंग रहे ने. मंगना गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी तो ही आ, क्योंकि महाराज नूं पता, गुरु नानक साहब महाराज नूं पता आ कि जेड़ा जेड़ा चंगी संगत विच पै गया, saints are like the bridges, are like a bridge which will take you from one point to the second point, from the start to the stop, from the arrival to the departure, from the destination to the destination. ਇਹ ਸਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਆ, ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਲੀਅਰਲੀ ਦੱਸਤੀ. ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕੋਲ ਆਏ ਪਿਆ ਹਰ ਤੇਰੇ ਦੁਆਰੇ, ਹਰੀ ਮੀਨਸ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦੁਆਰੇ ਆਏ ਆ, ਕੀ ਦੇਵੋ? ਖਾਕ ਸੰਤਨ ਕੀ ਦੇਹੋ ਪਿਆਰੇ, ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਚਰਨ ਧੂੜੀ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ. ਹੁਣ ਜਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਹਿ ਦਈਏ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਿਖਿਆ, ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ 'ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈ. ਅੱਛਾ, ਵਾਈ just in one pankti completing the journey, we started from stress resulted in a kind of duality, because stress makes us believe in the falsehoodness, in ourself, in the ego-ness, which then impact our daily routine, and then let us start following the falseness, the Maya world. Because in our inside we got Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, and Ahankar is the biggest consequence of the stress. ਸੰਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ? ਜਸਟ ਅ ਕੌਨਸੀਕੁਐਂਸ. ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਅਗਲੀ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਇਟਸ ਅ ਕੌਨਸੀਕੁਐਂਟ ਰਿਲੇਟਡ ਪੰਕਤੀ. ਕਿਉਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਆ? ਜਦੋਂ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਗਏ, ਸੰਗਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਚੰਗੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਚੰਗੇ ਗੁਣ ਲਏ, ਚੰਗੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਸੁਣੇ, ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ again and again, reinforcement of the goodness, reinforcement of the truthfulness, reinforcement of getting rid of the falsehoodness. What will then happen? That will take Sant Suprasann Bhai Aaye Vas Pancha, ਸੰਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਏ ਵਸ ਪੰਚਾ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੰਜ ਚੋਰ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੰਕਾਰ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਆ. ਯਾਦ ਹਉਮੈ ਵੱਡਾ ਰੋਗ, ਆਪਾਂ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ ਸੀ. ਇਹ ਪੰਜ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ, ਇਹ ਨਾਮ ਜਪ ਕੇ ਰੀਫੋਰਸਮੈਂਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਵਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. ਅਦਰਵਾਈਜ਼ it will take just 1 microsecond to burn our own house. just 1 microsecond, 1 second ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਬੰਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੀ ਘਰ ਜਲਾ ਬੈਠਦਾ ਆ, ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ, ਆਪਣੇ ਕ੍ਰੋਧ ਕਰਕੇ, ਆਪਣੀ ਈਰਖਾ ਕਰਕੇ, ਆਪਣੇ ਕਾਮ ਕਰਕੇ ਬੰਦੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਅੱਗ ਲਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ. Because we are under control of this whole system, and we are not asking help of the system. We don't want to take help from the system. However, in this worldly dunya, we always taking help. We join the new job, we expect a kind of induction. 2 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦੀ 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦੀ ਇੰਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ. ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੀ, we put blame on the employer that you haven't given me an induction. Over there, in that situation, in schools, teacher expect inductions, parents expect induction, parents expect the open days in the schools. Over there we want the help, over there we want to accept the help, we are begging for the help. But over here, in the spiritual world, we don't want to. We want to be the king ourselves. We want to be the Raja of the spiritual world in one day. That's not good. That's not fair enough. That should not be the case. Then we are cheating ourselves. When we go to the hospital, we wait over there. ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਕਈ ਦਿਨ ਅਪਾਇੰਟਮੈਂਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੋਲ ਵੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. ਜੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੱਥ ਵੀ ਸੁੱਚੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ, ਪੈਰ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਧੋਂਦੇ ਤੇ ਫਟਾਫਟ ਦਵਾ ਦੌੜ ਦੌੜੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਵੇਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਆਏਗਾ ਤੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਰੁੱਸ ਕੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਨਾ ਚਲਾ ਜਾਵੇ, ਕਿੱਥੇ ਅਪਸੈਟ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਨਾ ਚਲਾ ਜਾਵੇ। We forgot that the hospitals, schools, trains, buses, airplanes, airports, every single business, every single industry is being controlled by Maharaj. And see, if Maharaj wants, everything is under lockdown. Sat Sangat ji, everything is under lockdown. Kyunki Maharaj wants us to learn something. This whole situation is the biggest lesson for this whole generation. Ki let us start seeking help from Maharaj. And how we can take help, how we can seek, by just doing Naam Jap, just doing Simran of Maharaj. That's the overall crux, Sat Sangat ji. Stress koi hawa vichon nahi aa raha, stress itthon hi aa raha hai, idi lod nahi hai। स्ट्रैस ਤਾਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅੰਦਰ ਨਾਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੈਲਪ ਲੈਣ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੈਪੇਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਲੂਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। such a unfaithful time for all of us कि we are so much pure in our worldly dunya but we are so much false in spiritual dunya. So again, in 1 minute recap, this stress is the result of the changing environment. An environment keep changing, Sat Sangat ji. None of us can control the environment, not even a single person. So accept it, that environment around us, the people around us, they will keep changing and we have to accept the change. We have to accept the hukam. How we have to accept the hukam? By asking help from Maharaj. How we have to ask help from Maharaj? Maharaj da naam jap ke simro simar simar sukh pavo. ਨਾਮ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸੌਖਾ ਜਪਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ? ਚੰਗੇ ਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਰਕੇ, so that we keep getting reinforced again and again, ਸਾਡਾ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਸਹੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਂਦਾ ਰਵੇ and slowly and gradually it becomes a habit. Last week we shared the Sakhi of Bhai Gurmukh ji and Bhai Pekhari ji. So we have to become like them, we have to become like Bhai Pekhari ji. ਇਸ ਮਾਇਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਉਦਾਸ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਆ। ਉਦਾਸ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੀ ਸ਼ਕਲ ਸੁਜਾ ਕੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ। ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਚੇਂਜ ਦੇ ਅਕੋਰਡਿੰਗਲੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕੌਨਸਟੈਂਟਲੀ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰਦੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਐਕਸੈਪਟਫੁਲ ਵੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਆ, ਹੁਕਮ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਆ। ਸੋ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਇੰਨੀ ਕੁ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਬੇਨਤੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ। ਇਫ ਐਨੀ ਵਨ ਹੈਵ ਗੋਟ ਐਨੀ ਡਾਊਟਸ or any questions, ਆਪ ਜੀ ਕੈਨ personally text me. Number can be shared later on for any of the new sangata. And if anything said wrong, or if I hurt anyone by saying something which you may not have liked, because I may have given some practical life examples which may be applicable to some of us, so ਉਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਾਫੀ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਹਾਂ। We'll see each of you next week with a new topic. ਤਦ ਤੱਕ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।